Everybody, it's Matt and Dyan, and welcome back to Ok Aussie Pool Time. Yes, we're down here.
Ready?
You got to balance the ball on your nose next? That'll be the next thing, won't it? Oh, look, you're going to do your water ballet and drown gracefully. I think she does the drowning part very well. You should join like the Olympics synchronized swimming team. Maybe that'd be the way to do it. Yes. Anyway, look, it's actually quite a nice afternoon. It's only 29 degrees here in Perth. No one else is down in the pool area. Have a look. It's just us. Where are they all? Are they crazy? Helicopter? Too bright. Can't look up there. So now, what have you had to tell the people at home?
Well,
Have you done your exercises?
hydrotherapy.
Hydrotherapy has been done. Tick. All your exercises. Good girl for you.
Okay, I'm doing all the right things.
Yeah.
I don't do the wrong thing.
You do the right thing.
I do. And I'm very proud of that.
You should be.
But today, a bit stressful, to be honest. But surviving. Swim's making it better.
Good.
So that's good. A swim always makes me feel
Swim
better.
and water always makes
Autism,
a difference, doesn't
water. It's one of my special interest things.
it? So why was it a hard day for you today? What did you have?
Had my doctor's appointment.
Okay.
And it was not the same as it's ever been.
Right, so a bit
And
different.
with my 22Q social immaturity and my autism level, which is much lower than everyone else, yet people look at my mask and I got yelled at for something that I didn't do wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that actually.
And
How did that make you
I cried
feel?
for an hour.
Right.
And when I got home, I had a meltdown.
So an autistic meltdown as a
I
reaction.
spent an hour alone in my bathroom, and I feel like I've lost respect for someone, and that's hard because autistics are very loyal, and I've been very kind to this person and shown a lot of respect, and I didn't get anything back, and this person doesn't seem to care, in my opinion, no matter what. They try and act
Just
like
some quick questions.
that I could die any day, and that's hard. And I have two beautiful children and two beautiful grandchildren, and all of this is very important. Every single thing that's wrong with me.
Because your condition can be passed down to
And
your
I had
children
long
and to your
appointments for
grandchildren.
a reason. So
But was it a long appointment today?
no,
It was
no.
cut short, wasn't it?
cut short
So that's
by
frustrating.
a quarter.
Okay,
So I
so
got
that's...
1 quarter less of an appointment, and that makes a difference.
Okay.
And my voice was not heard.
Have you been in pain today?
Well, yes.
Are you-
Hospital grade UTI.
Okay, so you're dealing with things that are causing you pain,
and I've
discomfort.
had this one for 3 years before.
And has that was, well, 3 years meant it wasn't easily resolved last time then, was it?
Correct. And I need assistance, and I'm not getting the right
Pretty
support.
significant
It was
request.
bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. And if you leave it untreated, it just gets worse.
Well, you know,
and that's what's going to happen.
You have a permanent urethritis, for example,
Yep,
and
it's
inflammation
ruined
and
my-
pelvic inflammatory
It's
disease.
ruined
So
my part of my body, and that's not okay.
no,
And it's not okay to be in a
complacent.
care industry and not care.
Okay, so that's
And
important
sorry,
to know.
like, you know, doctors, it's not like I was having a mental health issue, because I wasn't. My points have been twisted into something psychological when my points that were being made were meant to be listed as facts.
Yeah.
Like, I've had this problem with this. I have these concerns, like, you know, for example, I need a 22Q specialist in Perth for my children and grandchildren as well. As well as any of you out there that may know someone in Perth with 22Q. Simple things, and then just telling my symptoms and my history of having problems with these types of
Well, it's
symptoms.
important to get a patient's
It's important to write down,
history.
but I was told off that I was ranting, and that broke the rules. I was told, this will be great, we're going to get to rant a bit.
So
And
pre-established.
you'll have time for that because we're
communication
doing an
guidelines.
hour appointment.
Right.
And he changed the rules. And now he's changed the rules, and I got the blame.
Okay, so that's difficult for an autistic with rules and changing
I didn't go on a
of what's
holiday.
agreed upon.
I
Okay.
never go on a holiday. This person has no excuse. Like, I've moved house. I've been through stress. I've never taken it out on him.
No.
And I wasn't taking anything out on him. I was angry about the hospital, but
At
I
the-
wasn't.
At the hospital.
I was just frustrated. I
Because
wasn't yelling. I wasn't
you've
being
had
disrespectful.
multiple clinicians who haven't done the right thing recently.
Yeah, and he knows that.
Well, he knows that
But
'cause
all of a
he's
sudden
written
he's got
complaint notes for him.
amnesia, and he doesn't seem to remember that.
Okay.
So I am very, what's the word? You know when you're autistic and you're very loyal, your circle of trust is small.
Yeah.
And then it gets broken just by one person. And once again, I know why. People do this to me because of my disability.
Right.
Because I have 22, have social, immaturity and anxiety.
It's hard to navigate,
fear.
isn't it?
A man yelling at me is a bit of a trigger. Most women, I think, can relate.
Most women would relate to that.
Basically, also, I have autism, level 2, 3. Like, my mental age is 18 to 21.
Yeah.
I am just appalled and very disappointed in his behaviour. Like, extremely shocked and disappointed.
Okay.
Because I don't know where it comes from. I don't feel like there was enough explanation, and I don't think it was done respectfully. And I refuse to go. My health advocate, you, will go. I'm not going to go because I will not be spoken to like that.
Part of today's conversation was actually also relaying a lot of the
Because
latest
the
research.
relationship's been damaged.
So today's conversation was also about relaying a lot of the latest research from 22Q, which also talks about allowing enough time, involvement for the patient at their level, breaking things down in an easy to explain
And I have to share it with you,
manner.
understandably, because you've got to present the latest research, and I've got to present, but I have to be heard to symptoms,
It's
history.
important for the patient to be involved, but at their level and in a way which is
like you weren't there
reasonable
when
to you.
Mum and I were struggling with these health issues with me as a child and teenager.
Yeah.
So I have to fill people in on those things, which only I can do, right?
Correct,
And
yeah.
you should be listening to both.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he, I feel, today, I don't know if it's like that all the time, was being sexist. I felt like he prioritised you as if I was wasting time.
And it's never a waste of time.
And also I
hearing
got
you.
blamed again for the stress on the health system.
Well, why is that your fault? If the hospitals
That's why I
don't have
told him
enough
to speak
beds,
to the government.
if
Speak to
the
the government.
outpatient system doesn't have enough
Defend
appointments,
us.
if the nurses aren't being paid enough,
Defend
if the
us.
ambulances are ramping, is that your
It's
fault?
your industry, defend us.
Correct. Why should the patient be to blame for a system that's not working when you
I
need
could
care?
die because it's not working, but
Okay, that doesn't make sense, does it?
no, but the empathy was not there.
Right, so there's a lack of
No.
empathy.
And you know what? What if that doctor had someone go in there, I'm not suicidal, I'm not having a mental health crisis, but let's say someone goes in there like that.
On that day, at that
Which
particular
they
time.
could with this kind of condition. I mean, I'm very strong.
Yeah.
To handle the fact that I could have sudden death at any point,
Yeah.
and very likely to not live to old age.
Exactly. There's a mortality
And you've
rate.
got 2
We
children,
understand
2
that.
grandchildren, and he thinks that's just, I don't want to hear it. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because that's a very one-sentence thing,
Correct.
and yet this person, we've given, I feel, a lot of care, which we don't have to do.
Okay.
So we've been respectful, we've been caring.
But it left you at the end of the day making you feel unheard, feeling disconnected.
I'm
It
not
obviously had you
impressed.
to meltdown.
I'm very disappointed in
I'm
his
very sorry for your
behaviour.
experience, and I'm sad that you've had that experience because it doesn't help you.
And
it's
I was
actually
going to leave the room, but
Right.
lucky that I didn't, because if I left the room and I did not be able to control my tears, certain people in reception would have seen, and then it would have been a bigger drama. But anyway, what power do I have? None.
Well, you're the most important person in the equation because you're the patient. You're the person with the symptoms. You're the
I feel
person
like
who's
it's
at
just
risk, and you're the
fuck
person
off.
who's seeking care.
Fuck off.
But it's
You're
actually very
too
hard.
stressful.
And well,
Fuck off.
you've
It's
actually brought up a lot of
Do
points.
you know what I've been
and-
through? I've moved house nearly 8 times in 5 years. I've not had a holiday in over 15 years. I have been homeless twice in the last 5 years.
And that's not to
Don't
mention
be
all the
privileged and
actual
go, I don't want to
physical.
hear your... This is something
complications,
the gynecologist that walked out because we said we were homeless at the time. And she walked out, oh, I can't take this. You doctors need to step up and understand that this world is falling apart and show some compassion because you're privileged. You are very privileged with your incomes and your money, and you work just as hard as other people.
Yeah. Well, it's a good little
Sorry,
insight
but
into
you do.
your experience
Everyone
today.
works hard.
Exactly.
Everyone does.
So look, there's a good insight into your experience today, and I'm so sorry that you've had that experience. It is very difficult a lot of the time for autistics, and particularly patients who are like Dyan, who've got 22Q11.2 deletion syndrome. They do need guardians. They actually do need health guardians to help them navigate the system. And it's also difficult when the health guardians aren't always accepted or enabled in this process, even though all the medical literature, all the clinical guidelines actually state the involvement and need of the caregivers in that process. But there's also got to be time put aside for the patients to be able to feel that they can participate. That means slowing things down, talking to them at a level that they can understand, and also making sure that they're able to participate, which is why you need the extra time. And if your time is cut short by 20 minutes, as today's point was, that's a significant amount of time that you miss out on, unfortunately. Yeah.
I was actually so upset I was calling from my partner.
Okay.
Because my partner's always been like, don't ever let anyone treat you bad.
No, and you shouldn't ever let anyone...
The man should never speak to a woman
Men
like that.
need to understand the impact that they have on their voice and tone and postural, body language and stance.
I have a father that used to stick me with that. For good reasons, I'm not going to go into it, but it's just men,
it's not fair, yeah.
Any men out there, just please don't raise your voice to women.
Especially in a vulnerable position where
I'm a
there's a power
woman as well.
imbalance.
There is a power imbalance.
There's also pain and suffering. You're the one dealing with it all.
It's hurtful when we respect you.
Yeah.
That hurts. It's not right.
Well, look, I appreciate you sharing it. And look, these are some of the insights that we look at on our channel. We do talk about the patient model, carers, guardians, family models, as well as the condition, as well as just doing general blogging. It's actually very important for people to understand that, look, not every appointment is a good appointment, not the whole system isn't always good for particularly patients who've got complex and multiple rare conditions.
Complex
no, it's not.
Medically.
Absolutely.
I feel like
and look, we're the ones who have to go away and do the work, the access, the research, bringing information to the spoon-feed the doctors
so what
to make their life easier, because there's no specialist, and that's really not fair on you, the patient, at the end of the day.
You were doing 8-hour days. Like, these people think that you're just sitting around doing nothing, or we're just in the pool like this all the time. This person spends 8 hours a day doing this. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd die, or I would have been gone by now. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, sometimes those are harsh realities. Well, look, we'll wrap up today's episode. Keep doing a big thumbs up of encouragement and of support. I'm sorry you feel the way you are. And it's okay. We do show the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly. We peel the band-aid back and look at what's behind the scenes to say why some days are harder.
Learned, guys. We all hypothetically put ourselves in someone's position. You're never going to get it right with this one. When you know that you could die any day, and you've got symptoms and you've got all these things breaking, and your survival rate is really slim, I'm telling you, all the things you think you'd act like or feel like, no, you have no idea. You have to be in the position to know what this feels like.
That's right. All right. Well, guys, comments, questions, ideas, and suggestions, leave them below. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the notification bell. We will see you in other episodes. Some episodes are going to be full of fun and enjoyment and frivolity, but other times we have to also peel back that band-aid.
This is my journey, and
your real living journey.
You know me, like, I'm a very chirpy person. I always bounce back. You know, autism is hard. 22q anxiety and fear is hard. It gets in the way. My social maturity gets used against me, and people do it subconsciously. But the fact is, I'll bounce back, and I hope I can bring you some better content than this.
Sounds good to me. Bye for now.
Bye.